He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. I cut down trees, I skip and jump. I like to press wildflowers. I put on women's clothing and crap. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the furnaces in full tilt. The top set are producing charcoal. The bottom set are then using that charcoal to bake some cobble into, well, stone. Then I'm going to turn it into bricks. In the interim, I either get to chop down trees or just beat through cobble. Not as exciting as you might think, but, you know, figured let's show you some of the production instead of just materializing the goods this time. Hey dude, hey man, hey, you wanna be friends? Why are you flaming up at me? You mad, bro? I'll make you mad. You hit me? You serious? Damn, that guy's got reflexes. Some full-on Spider-Man shit going on there. Okay, so I'll be back with you when I've got a reasonable amount of stone bricks to work with. What are they? Oh, yeah, I just used... Good job! Okay, so I just noticed that I've overshot the level 30 mark. For comparison, I've left this in here, so our XP is currently right at the end of that little fourth bar there. So that charcoal takes us up, it's a bar and a half, and then stone is about the same. So, overshot the charcoal a little bit. That's not bad. It's a good amount of XP. This is how many stone bricks we've managed to come up with. So I'm gonna go down and sink something into an enchant. And it looks like we need a new shovel. So I usually keep... Okay. Okay, I've got a spare shovel ready to go. The sword's kind of on its way out. I guess we'll make a new sword. So that's that one. Some of those. Get some of that. And there we go. Yeah, sword seems like a nice thing to enchant. I could go for a new one of those. Don't really want to be carrying these around. I want as much inventory space for the stone bricks as possible. But anyway, okay, so for anybody who hasn't guessed it, today the plan is, yeah, we're gonna build some floors. I know, it's exciting as hell, but it's okay. It'll give us a chance to talk a bit, and I can explain why my turning seems really weird, and that is that my mouse sensitivity's been higher for playing PlanetSide 2. I got into the closed beta for that, and I'd like to be shooting some video. As far as I can tell, excuse me while I adjust the microphone a little bit. Yeah, as far as I can tell, I actually can make the video. They didn't get me to sign an NDA, and there's other people putting video out, posting it on the official forums. They don't seem to mind, so I think provisionally I'm okay to do it. I'm gonna just check into that a bit more, but you know, provisionally you can expect to see some of that material because I'm really loving that game. But if you don't, then the reason is that let me just say, I do not miss having to feed this in like 50 billion times to get a level 30. Well, 50 as it was. But yeah, if you don't see any PlanetSide 2, the reason is that they wouldn't let me do it. So let's hit this and see what we get. Whoa! Okay. Obviously I would have preferred the sharpness to the smite, but looting? Hell yes! Knockback. Yeah, I had knockback before. Knockback can be a bit annoying. It depends. You're out of business. I'm just gonna keep making stone and... Get into the wall, please. Yeah, some of those have been doing that a lot lately. They were doing it in the cow farm example as well, so... I don't know. There's definitely a way I can fix that up. obviously add more power track down here. I've got more than I technically need to maintain speed anyway, so... Wait. That's a contradiction. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anywho, so today we're placing blocks. But, as I said, it'll give us a chance to talk. Rain? Please tell me it's nighttime, or close to nighttime, or sleepy time. Ah, yes. Goodbye, rain. In 3, 2, 1. 1. Thank you. And that was my antivirus firing up. Yep, I still haven't gotten the hang of making that time when I'm not trying to record. So, let's throw this sword in there for now. In fact, let's switch those positions because that just bothers me. Yeah, I figure, the hell, some kind of automated tree farm where you can just smack it with an axe and then just a huge room of furnaces and use that to farm XP. It seems like, yeah, way easier than the spiders. Obviously something like an Enderman farm would still be entertaining, so I may still go with that, but, you know, I'm okay for now. So, what we're gonna do is grab about 1,000,000 of these. However many we can fit in our inventory. Okay. So that's a reasonable amount. Might drop one of these buckets of water for now. Just cause, you know. Get some extras on the go. And yeah, so there's some important stuff to talk about. Here we go. Oh, that elevator. I can't even go back up again yet. I'm gonna have to wait to get the health back up. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do something about that effect with the one, like the new version that I'm building with the multiple floor approach, but I've got a feeling that it just might not be that doable. Wait, correction. I think I know exactly how to fix that one actually. Might need to go get a repeater. I can't remember if there is one in effect there. There might be. There should be. There probably is. There probably isn't. Oh well, we'll take a look. I think I know how to fix the top ones though. Because they extend a little too quickly. If we watch... Oh, wait, correction. They don't. Yeah, that's weird. That's not an Enderman, but he's very dark. Let's illuminate him a little bit. Did you just swat that arrow away? You don't have to do that. Wow. So this elevator I never even use. I had him on both sides, but I never use this one. Maybe I would when the whole thing is in, because obviously it's a bit of a trek to run, because you won't be able to run through the center. It'll be, you know, probably the shortest route, if I have it down here, will be to run into here and then a path around the edge, down across. Yeah, it takes a while to get over there, so I probably will leave mine on both sides. And of course, down here, the main reason I don't use that one is because I gotta run around the furnaces, whereas this one, okay, technically I gotta run around those, but it's just a much clearer line. Generally speaking, you'll see me run down the side of that bed and go. So that works. So, I think provisionally, the first floor probably should be here, but I've got my doubts about that, just because I don't know if the curve will look better with it in or out, whether I want it to go up a little way. Actually, I don't want it to go up a little way. There's a very critical thing here that I've forgotten, and that is dirt blocks. So we're going to do something a little stupid that I do when I'm not filming, and now you get to watch. So while I'm climbing, topic 1, and this is a big one, the secret world. It's kind of, you know, one of my flagship series, I guess. It's what has gotten me a lot of the views from this channel, and in fact a lot of the people that watch are generally not even going to be watching this video, so you guys, you're missing out. You guys who are watching, thank you for enjoying the full range of what I have to offer, and also for just general support. Some of you are incredibly supportive, and I love you to bits. Here we go. So this is the safe way down. Wouldn't do this without feather falling boots, let's put it that way. But yeah, Secret World, the game as a whole has kind of flopped a little bit. Personally, I feel it was mismanagement on Funcom's part with some of the patching and the updates and content releases, and just not seeming to be doing anything. I know they were. They weren't making an overt effort to tell people, yes, we haven't just all spontaneously died. We are actually working. This is what's coming. This is when you can expect it. And more importantly, you can expect this, you know, a couple of days before the Guild Wars 2 launch. That we're not going to tell you that's when it is, but we're going to state that date anyway. That's probably how I would have handled it, because they've lost a lot of people to that, and apparently some people to the pandaclysm, but that doesn't even make sense to me. I don't know anybody over the age of 12 who would find that game entertaining. I call it a game, it's really just an expansion butchery of a game. But let's keep my political gaming views out of it for now, even though that's apparently one of my selling points, that I do talk about the game design. I just don't want to be mean. You know, Blizzard have given me a lot of great stuff over the years, and I'd like to think they're going through a rough spot, like they've lost themselves. They'll go on a process of rediscovery and figure out who they are. Maybe. We'll see with their next MMO, the one that was codenamed Titan. That is, if I subscribe to it at all. PlanetSide 2. Odds are the Secret World the interest is dying, it's gone. I might do the occasional piece on it, but generally speaking, I don't think there's that much of a future left in it, as sad as that is to say. So probably I'll switch that out for another series. I've mentioned PlanetSide 2's coming. It'd be nice to switch to another MMO, right? Maybe. There's also a lot of other things I could do. The thing with PlanetSide is that I don't see that there's much you can do in the way of video stuff. That'd be more like, we're running around, here's who I'm fighting today, same old, same old. It'd be kind of a nice thing to run around and do, but I guess it's kind of like Call of Duty videos then, really, and people watch those, so I guess there's a market, but I don't know, I feel like it wouldn't be giving people enough. Maybe if I can get enough people in and get an organized outfit on the go, that could be kind of cool. But provisionally you'll just see me do some stuff, talk about stuff, do stuff, yep. Hey, that could be a new series idea for me. Area talks stuff. Or talks about stuff. That wouldn't be grammatically correct. It wouldn't feel quite right. Despite the fact that I'm an extremely grammatically correct individual anyway. Not extremely. Not in my speech, at least. If you see me writing, you definitely see it. I mean, text messages, I never did that whole text speak thing. Yep, I'm one of those people who uses actual words. One of those freaks. So yeah, in terms of what's coming up then, I've got some Dragon Age Origins that is pre-recorded. I've only actually got about 2 hours of that pre-recorded, but it's enough to kickstart it, and then I can get back to it and record more when it actually goes live. I was even planning to shoot a little bit today, but things have not quite worked in my favor in that regard. I don't have the house to myself again. Last week I had like 8 hours of bliss. I got so much work done. It was great, but I don't get that very often. And the thing is, I could ask people to be quiet, but most of them are not capable of it. That looked like a slime. I'm seeing things. I actually did get a decent amount of sleep at some point. So, no, it's just graphical glitches, isn't it? This is going to be dark as hell. Don't know if you figured that out already. So probably this floor will start off the lighting system, which we need to lead top to bottom. Yes, this will work out beautifully. I'm going to fill under those because, well, it'll look better from underneath. That's one of the construction verticals. Interesting. Obviously it doesn't match up and it arguably looks a little... No, don't do that. Yeah, and arguably looks a little ugly. Ah yes, now over here we're looking at a bit more of a gap. I switched to gunpowder. I'm trying to place gunpowder. I don't know if it'd be a very stable building structure anyway. Okay, skeleton, you want to dance? Let's see. You know it. You there. And where's the zombie? Right there. Now, YouTube makes things look a little dark. But I just like to tell you that I could barely see those things. So, well, the skeleton over there, yeah, but that zombie, no chance. Yeah, this side, because of the way it has to form, it goes a little further out than the other way. So, hopefully I can make this look good. This will be a slightly broader floor. When all like the rooms are partitioned, you won't even notice, I'd wager. I think I would like a glass floor area here. Hell, maybe a lot of it could be a glass floor, but so you can look down. And I want to figure out a way to light down there better. I was thinking, particularly in these parts, we glass this up and have like big skylights so that, well, it'll kind of light directly down, but you know, something to try and use actual light instead of just a million torches all over the floor, because those do have a kind of nice effect to them, but I don't want down here to feel too controlled, too artificial. It was real terrain, so you know, kind of like it to have that real terrain feel to it. I was talking about useful things, so let's get back on topic here. So, unless there's a dramatic change in it, unfortunately Secret World may be off the cards. I've lost that block. Damn. Which, it's such a shame, because the game had so much potential and we really loved it, and it was a real intelligence-based thing, which so many MMOs these days are just catering for the lowest common denominator. You know, if a complete moron can play it, then they've achieved their design goals. And I think that's a crying shame, because you shouldn't cater for the idiots. What you should do is encourage the idiots to aspire to be more, because they'll always whine and complain. They're idiots, that's what they do. But the game should appeal in a broader sense if you have the challenge. And I've said several times about World of Warcraft, and I think I've never discussed in one of these videos the moment that I finally quit, because I quit several times for Wrath of the Lich King, and you know, it was just a joke. I did go for a bit at the end of Burning Crusade. That was... Well, let's not get too far into that. Real life did play a part in that. I wasn't angry at the game. I was a bit irritated by it. Yep. Putting blocks in the middle of a cloud. I'm glad the tops have that kind of glow effect so that I can kind of see where they're going. But Wrath of the Lich King was bad. The moment that summed that expansion up was... Okay, so Icecrown Citadel was, at the time, the quote-unquote hardest content in the game. Now, we were only doing it 10-man, but even still. And so I re-rolled a couple of times. I started off with my classic Warlock, which I had always had a Warlock. It had been semi-retired through Burning Crusade simply because it wasn't fun to PvP anymore. I was destruction to the core, and this whole Siphon Life Soul Link crap that came through. I once, just to prove a point, ground out 2200 rating in an afternoon in arenas using only 2 buttons and that build, because one of those Flavor of the Month re-rollers was maintaining, oh, it takes skill to do this, you have to be a really good player, Destro sucks, and I was just like, yep, you want to see how much skill it takes? Here's how much skill it takes. 2 buttons, son. Anyway, my vendettas aside, the Warlock got retired earlier after the Lich King. This is after, only a matter of days after the release. There was only 23 people on my faction who were level capped at this point, and then we just walked through and got all the server firsts on all the dungeon, all the raid content, and that was ridiculous. We were wearing leveling greens, blues. Some of us hadn't even set foot in any of the dungeons, certainly none of the heroic dungeons. Our tanks were wearing tier 6, so they weren't even defense capped, and we just healed them through it. And yeah, just to take the piss when it came to Safarian, we were going to do it one Drake with 23 people wearing greens. Like, I'm going to have to wait for this cloud to move. This is how easy it was. And then PvP, I remember Stranded the Ancients, I walked into that, I was like, okay, new battleground, hooray, Destro is actually decent for PvP again, and then I pretty much just soloed the entire enemy team. Now, I'm gonna just assume that a lot of them were just bad, didn't know what to do against a Destro log, because most of them had never really played Classic. Some of them just were never any good to begin with, but, you know, I was just face-rolling people, absolutely destroying them, and it wasn't a challenge. Like, you think, well, if you're destroying them, clearly that's a lot of fun. Why don't you stop complaining and keep playing? I don't want to face-roll people. Some of my best fights are the ones that I barely make it through. Like, when you really, really make me work for it, I love that. You know, that's great. So long as, you know, it's not because you're making me work for it because you dived at me with 4 of your friends and essentially you're just trying to zerg me to death. That's no skill, but the 1v1s or even 2v1s, I'll concede that. But really strong 1v1 competitors, I always remember the good ones because you want to fight them again, you know? They'll learn from it. If they did that good in the first place, they're the kind of person who doesn't accept second place. They will come back at you, they will fight harder, and that just forces you to adapt and, you know, learn from your experiences. So I've gone off on a little bit of a tangent here. Anyway, I'd re-rolled a couple of times in Wrath of the Lich King just to try and find something to hold my interest because it was boring as hell. And ICC era, I was actually playing a druid and I was a feral tank. The infamous jump spam, raw bear, absurd amounts of health. So anyway, we're messing about a bit, we're doing the first boss, heroic mode, and people screw up, and they all die. And the other tank, I can never quite decide if we were main tank, off tank, like which one of us was which. We just kind of rotated around. You know, we were old friends, so we were just having a bit of fun, really. We knew that the other one could do it perfectly, and there was no particular ego competitions going on there. But he just said, okay, let's just wipe it, everybody die. And my response was a Total Biscuit quote from Blue Please, which was simply, wipe? Inconceivable. I will simply do it without you. And, you know, got a few laughs. The laughter petered out when they realized that I actually was going to do it without them. That was Wrath of the Lich King. You can solo heroic bosses from the hardest raid instance in the game. And yeah, it was never quite the same. Cataclysm tried, but then when the 4.1 patch came out, my final quit was when I saw a banner ad that said, quite simply, puggable raids, and I just logged straight in and cancelled my subscription. Because in World of Warcraft, every raid in the game was always puggable, but your success depended on having pugs that actually had brain cells. What they meant by puggable raids, really, was retard friendly. They just put in a looking for raid system like the looking for dungeon system. People would hop in it, you know, face roll, play one-handed while stroking something, possibly their pet lizard. And yeah, they just dropped the raid difficulty in order to make these groups function. And that meant that they were once again sapping the challenge out of the game. Essentially, the Wrath of the Lich King kiddies who had gotten used to a much easier game and being able to actually do raids that honestly they had no business being in, because not because they don't deserve to do it. I think that everybody deserves to, but I think that you have to earn being in there. You can't just expect to be handed this stuff. You have to meet a certain level. Essentially, you have to learn to play, you know? You can't just expect to walk in, AFK it, and achieve. You have to put in a little bit of work, because otherwise, you know, just go play a private server with yourself and give yourself items. Why not? And yeah, so I just quit outright at that moment. And I think how I got onto that entire subject, which I think has been almost a 15-minute rant there, was essentially Secret World catered to people who wanted to achieve. Like, it required brain cells to play, and that was a beautiful, beautiful environment to be in. Like, we loved it, but the problem is, whilst the player base was there, they didn't chase people off. Yes, some people were scared off by the fact that it required brains, but honestly, if you're scared of engaging a brain cell, then I don't want to play with you anyway. Like, if that's your attitude, oh, I don't want to have to think about this, then, yeah, you get my caliber, sorry. But, you know, what they lost it to was just people needed new experience, and they let it get stale too quickly. They mismanaged the content releases. Yes, there was a lot of bug fixes, but that's what beta is supposed to be for. I see you. You ain't taking me by surprise. That's what the beta's for, and I don't know if they were just lazy, rushed out the door with the beta. Is that... I have no idea where those spiders just came from. Yeah, whether they rushed it out the door, or whether they just had bad beta testers. Because you can. Like, some people treat a beta test like it's a demo. Like, oh, I'm getting to try the game for free. No. No. You get to try the game for free, but in return, you're supposed to provide feedback and help them address the bugs. You don't just play it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying a game. If you don't help them fix the game, then it's not going to be worth playing. Sorry. And that's just that. So, roundabout ways. Secret World probably, unfortunately, is moving off the schedule. What's coming? I've got some Dragon Age Origins, I've mentioned that. I've mentioned funding. Potentially some PlanetSide 2. I don't know how interesting that will be. The beta coverage will certainly be worth covering because a lot of people are not in the beta. It's in closed beta right now, so spaces are limited, and I'm one of the lucky few. So people will be interested to see how that's playing out, and the various systems that are already in place. Certain things are not functioning, but I'll talk about that more in an actual video for it. Other things, Dishonored is right on the horizon. I mean, we're halfway through September now. It's a month away from release. I believe October 12 is when that's due. And I've got the special edition on order, of course, because I'm hoping it's going to be a good game. It should be a good game. It's got the right caliber, it's got the right thing behind it, and hopefully they don't let me down. So, either way, that'll be a good thing to play through. I will get some additional unlocks because of the special edition, but, you know, you'll generally get the experience out of it. And the other thing is Rocksmith, which I may or may not get. A sub-note about these two here, Dishonored and the Rocksmith. I am actually going to get the Xbox versions. I've checked in on Rocksmith, and the best way for me to hook that in, because I've got a kind of complicated audio system, is to use Xbox sound and route it around to get minimal latency on it. So, Xbox, okay, that's fine, right? It just means you're controlling it with something different. Well, yes and no. I need to buy a specialist piece of equipment to record a video from an Xbox. I don't have it, and let's just say that I'm going to have a bit of bother actually paying for this thing this side of Christmas. And that's just that. That's how things are right now. I'm kind of scaling back my work in order to do more with this, because honestly, I don't hate this. So, there you have it. That's the closest thing you'll get to a compliment right now. Yep. I like doing this. I'd like to do it career-wise. Don't know if I'll get away with it. I've got to get notice. And I'm going to extend this episode very slightly to mention that I put in a kind of application with one of the networks that operates on YouTube. I haven't heard anything back yet. The requirements, your target amounts generally for a network is a minimum of 30,000 views a month, and that works out to about 1,000 views a day, okay? I'm obviously not getting that at the moment. I'm expressing my views as an expression of my subscribers, which is about 100 views per subscriber, which isn't bad considering that's 2 views per video for each of them. Based on what's up right now, I can live with that, you know. I've not been putting out the videos very long, so how did that happen? I had the shift key down. I see what you're planning. Damn it, was a second too late on the dodge. Well, less than a second even. Yeah. Oh no, you got to see my face. Aw, yeah. Boots. That's that, that's that, that's that. Yep, I couldn't possibly end it on getting totaled, so you're gonna go up there, you're gonna go there. Yep, golden. No, I'm not gonna mess about going back up there. We're gonna say our goodbyes now, but I'll keep you updated on how that network goes. And next time, I'll probably finish out that floor at least. And I'm thinking that's probably where we're going to build the farms. Like, maybe not quite one on each side, but, you know, I'll have a couple up there, definitely. And, yeah. So that's that for now. Thanks for watching. Please hit some buttons, provided you agree with the associated sentiments. And I'll see you in the next one.